Ibrahim Traoré, born on March 14, 1988, in Kara, Bondakwi, Burkina Faso, is a Burkinabe military officer who has served as the interim president of Burkina Faso since a coup d'état in September 2022. Traoré completed his primary education in Bondakwi and attended high school in Bobo-Dioulasso. In 2006, he enrolled at the University of Ouagadougou, where he studied geology. During his university years, he was active in the Association of Muslim Students and the Marxist Association Nationale des Étudiants du Burkina, ANEB, gaining recognition for his advocacy in defending his classmates during disputes. He graduated with honors. In 2009, Traoré joined the Burkinabe Army, graduating from the Georges Namono Military Academy and receiving anti-aircraft training in Morocco. He was later assigned to an infantry unit in Kaya, northern Burkina Faso. Promoted to lieutenant in 2014, Traoré participated in the United Nations peacekeeping mission in Mali, MINUSMA, where his courage during major rebel attacks in the Tombouctou region earned him recognition. Upon returning to Burkina Faso, he engaged in operations against the growing jihadist insurgency, including the Otapuanu offensive in 2019, and was promoted to captain in 2020. Ibrahim Traoré's rise to power was driven by dissatisfaction with the government's handling of the jihadist insurgency in Burkina Faso. In January 2022, Traoré and several officers supported a coup that brought the Patriotic Movement for Safeguard and Restoration, MPSR, to power. By March 2022, he led an artillery regiment in Kaya. However, frustration with interim President Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba's leadership led to another coup in September 2022, when Traoré and his allies overthrew Damiba. By October 6, 2022, Traoré was declared president of the MPSR and interim president of Burkina Faso. As interim president, Traoré has focused on addressing the country's security challenges, especially the jihadist threat, while also combating poverty and neocolonialism. Drawing inspiration from Thomas Sankara, he has emphasized strengthening the military and reducing Western influence. In May 2024, his junta extended its transition period by 5 years, with Traoré remaining in power. Here's a soft reminder to please leave a like and subscribe to us. It will help us greatly in creating interesting content like this for you, and click the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos when we post new content. His leadership also reflects a shift in international alliances, with a focus on strengthening ties with Russia. In July 2023, Traoré announced plans to reopen the Russian embassy, which had been closed since 1992. Ibrahim Traoré's foreign policy marks a significant shift for Burkina Faso, moving away from traditional Western alliances toward non-Western countries that prioritize sovereignty and non-interference. His government has sought military support from Russia to combat jihadist insurgencies, aligning with Russia's anti-colonial stance. The planned reopening of the Russian embassy reflects a growing relationship. Traoré is also strengthening economic ties with China, particularly through initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative, to support infrastructure development and poverty reduction. His focus on Pan-African collaboration emphasizes African unity, sovereignty, and regional security, particularly in the face of tensions with ECOWAS. Traoré's relations with Western powers, especially France and the US, have soured. His criticism of France led to the termination of a military agreement and the withdrawal of French troops, a reflection of rising anti-French sentiment in the region. Relations with the US remain uncertain due to his pivot toward Russia and anti-Western rhetoric. However, his diversification of alliances with Russia, China, Turkey, and Middle Eastern countries like the UAE and Qatar has gained significant support, as it reduces Burkina Faso's dependence on the West while opening new avenues for investment, job creation, and infrastructure development. Traoré's foreign policy centers on asserting Burkina Faso's sovereignty, prioritizing security partnerships, and fostering economic development through non-Western alliances. His realignment has garnered substantial popular support, particularly for reducing French influence and seeking alternative partners. Traoré's bold actions, including expelling French forces and strengthening ties with Russia and China, have resonated with the Burkinabe people's desire for self-determination and national pride. Ibrahim Traoré's popularity stems from his focus on national security and efforts to combat jihadist insurgencies in Burkina Faso. His decisive actions, including strengthening military ties with Russia and other countries, have positioned him as a leader dedicated to restoring order and stability. His anti-imperialist stance and alignment with Pan-African ideals resonate with citizens, portraying him as a champion of African dignity and self-determination. Since taking power in September 2022, Traoré has faced significant challenges, particularly insurgency and political instability. Despite these, his government has made strides in security, agriculture, and infrastructure development. He has strengthened national security by recruiting more soldiers, mobilizing local volunteers, and fostering regional cooperation with neighboring countries like Mali and Niger through the Alliance of Sahel States, AES. Ibrahim Traoré has implemented military reforms aimed at strengthening Burkina Faso's defense, including increasing troop numbers, improving counterinsurgency training, and modernizing military equipment. His government has sought military assistance from Russia and China, reducing reliance on Western powers. His focus on sovereignty, security, and the involvement of local militias has enhanced both military capabilities and morale. Traoré has also taken steps to disengage from France, expelling French troops and ending military agreements, signaling dissatisfaction with France's perceived ineffectiveness. His administration is addressing the root causes of extremism, such as poverty and lack of infrastructure, by focusing on rural economic development. Since assuming power, Traoré has faced multiple assassination attempts, with reports suggesting up to 18 attempts on his life. The first significant attempt occurred in 2023, likely tied to internal opposition within the military due to dissatisfaction with his leadership and policies. These incidents highlight the volatile political and security environment in the country, with Traoré's strong anti-Western stance making him a target for both domestic and foreign adversaries. While the details of the attempts remain unclear, they underscore the challenges Traoré faces in navigating political instability and securing his position. Ibrahim Traoré's economic policies focus on self-reliance, poverty reduction, and infrastructure development in Burkina Faso. Key strategies include leveraging natural resources like gold and agriculture to drive growth, improving agriculture through subsidies, tools, and irrigation projects, and promoting agro-processing industries. Infrastructure development, particularly in transportation and renewable energy like solar power, is prioritized to enhance trade and energy access in rural areas. Traoré is also fostering decentralization, allocating resources to local governments, diversifying trade with countries like China, Russia, and Turkey, and supporting vocational training and small businesses. To diversify the economy, the government has prioritized the creation of industrial zones and support for small and medium enterprises, SMEs. These efforts aim to boost the country's economic resilience and enhance its overall infrastructure. Traoré's government is tackling unemployment, poverty, and social welfare through anti-corruption measures. In the gold sector, efforts are being made to formalize artisanal mining, ensuring fair wages, environmental protection, and increased revenue. The government is exploring nationalizing resources and seeking non-Western funding sources to reduce dependence on traditional loans from Western institutions like the IMF, World Bank, and France. Financial partnerships with China are being explored for infrastructure projects as part of the Belt and Road Initiative, but the ongoing conflict and political instability are straining the country's fiscal health and challenging debt repayment. His government is also exploring the possibility of moving away from the CFA franc and considering a regional currency better suited to West Africa's needs. Key economic strategies include diversifying agriculture, mining, and regional trade, with a focus on food security, reducing imports, stabilizing gold export revenues, and improving fiscal policies, such as better tax collection and creating a more business-friendly environment. To combat inflation, Traoré's administration has introduced subsidies and price controls on food and fuel. Investments in education, healthcare, and vocational training aim to address youth unemployment. Traoré has also taken a strong stance against corruption, focusing on transparency, legal reforms, and accountability, with strengthened oversight mechanisms and efforts to dismantle patronage networks. The formation of the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, comprising Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, has had a significant impact on the economic community of West African states, ECOWAS, creating challenges for regional cohesion, security, and economic integration. Dissatisfaction with ECOWAS's governance, security handling, and Western influence led to the creation of AES, which seeks closer ties with non-Western powers like Russia. AES serves as a collective defense pact against jihadist threats and potential ECOWAS military interventions, complicating regional security efforts. The departure of these countries disrupts ECOWAS's economic initiatives, particularly the free movement of people and goods, as AES introduces new biometric passports. By 2025, AES countries are set to fully exit ECOWAS, creating a crucial period for diplomatic negotiations to determine the future of regional integration and stability. Ibrahim Traoré, at just 35 years old, is seen as a dynamic leader challenging traditional power structures with his focus on sovereignty, anti-imperialism, and addressing the needs of the Burkinabe people. His leadership represents ideals of youth-driven change, resilience, and Pan-Africanism, making him an inspiration for both Burkina Faso and the wider African continent. Traoré's strong anti-colonial stance and commitment to economic self-determination resonate with many Africans seeking progress and dignity. His proactive approach to security, particularly in combating jihadist insurgencies, and his focus on poverty reduction enhance his popularity. Traoré's vision for Pan-African cooperation and less reliance on external powers aligns with his broader goal of contributing to African unity and self-determination, positioning him as a symbol of hope for Africa's future. Ibrahim Traoré's leadership provides both valuable lessons and cautionary tales for African and global leaders. His emphasis on national sovereignty and self-reliance in foreign policy, particularly by distancing Burkina Faso from former colonial powers like France, has made him popular among citizens who feel oppressed by external influence. This approach encourages countries, especially in the global south, to diversify partnerships with nations like Russia, China, and Turkey, asserting their independence on the world stage. Notably, Traoré's humility and anti-corruption stance set him apart. Unlike many leaders who live in luxury, he lives modestly, opting for military fatigues over extravagant clothing. His focus on public service, transparency, and accountability has built trust with citizens, especially younger generations, who feel empowered by his inclusive governance style. At just 35 years old, Traoré connects deeply with the youth of Burkina Faso, fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. Traoré also prioritizes military self-sufficiency, reducing reliance on foreign military aid, especially from former colonial powers. By focusing on local military solutions, forming regional alliances, and increasing defense spending, his leadership serves as a model for countries aiming to bolster national security and protect their sovereignty. Ultimately, Traoré's leadership offers valuable lessons on prioritizing sovereignty, self-reliance, and youth engagement. However, his military-first approach and economic isolation policies are risks other leaders should avoid. The most successful path for nations would be to balance security, democratic governance, economic growth, and international cooperation, while ensuring that citizens' needs remain central to leadership strategies. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.